Hello, everyone, and welcome to another session here at the Georgia Department of Education Community for Music Technology. I'm really excited to continue our discussion from last time where we talked about community and what community actually is, which is going to be this fellowship of people with shared interest and shared commitments, which I think we all have. And I want to talk today more about the platform which the Georgia Department of Education has supplied for us to kind of house and run this community. So I want to give you a good idea of what is available to you in this community and how you can leverage it most for your success in being a part of this integrated unit of music technology teachers. So let me bring up this screen. When you go to community.gadoe.org and log in, this is the home screen at which you arrive. So much like Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or whatever that you use in your personal life, this is your news feed. This is where everything updates all across the platform. Now, if you are like a GaDOE community super user and you spend all your time on here adding people and whatever, then maybe you have a lot of stuff show up here that's really relevant to you. But until we get rolling in our music technology community and really get comfortable sharing with one another, the things that are going to show up here are probably pretty general and maybe not as specific to you as a person. You can look at all the updates from the community by clicking on this tab, just things that you've liked, connections you've made with other people, or the groups that you're in, and hopefully we'll start being able to get some pretty good stuff in this groups section as we move along. So maybe you want to leave your groups tab as the one that's selected most often, because that's where things that happen between members of our community are going to show up pretty quickly. But you can see different things here. You can see people that you've made connections with. I hope that as you join, you'll add me as a person that you would like to make a connection with. So I'll show you here in just a minute where you can like people that are in our group and communicate with them more easily. But this is a list of upcoming events for all the Georgia Department of Education. Remember, this community's platform is not just for the fine arts. It's actually for everybody that teaches in the state of Georgia, which is really pretty cool when you consider how many people are being connected here. But what we're really focused on right now is how we as music technology teachers can connect with each other. And in order to be able to do that, you're going to come over here to this left side of the screen and you're going to select the Groups tab. And this is where you want to make sure that you have added yourself to the Music Technology group. Your page probably comes up to something like this. And what this page shows is the place where the most recent additions to the GaDOE community show up. So most recently, the School Climate and PBIS group has been active. Ours hasn't really been active that much lately, but that's all about to change. But I have a tab up here that says My Groups, and that's what I'm going to focus on because these are all members of groups where I am a member, or in this case, a moderator, and that's where this is going to show up. I do want to point out just one thing because I am super proud of y'all and the work that we did last year. If I was to search for band and look at the band community group, so all those band teachers 6 through 12, they have a total of 26 members in their community. That is really good. They're growing. They're making progress every day. But if I was to look at our group, we have 42 members. Yes. That's all because you guys are committed to making the ideas behind music technology grow and being willing to share. I know for many of you, you may be like the only person in your county or your area that teaches music technology. And that's why I think this community is so important for us, because we don't always have the support system out there for us. So when you click on the music technology tab, that brings you to our group page. And if you, for some reason, are not a member of that, make sure you click the Join This Page button, and you will see what members are part. These are all people that you can follow and make connections with by clicking on the little person button. Like when you click the person button, it adds a request out to that person to see if they're willing to accept your request to be friends. So you can do that and make those connections. The more connections you make, the better this community is. And if you look at the bottom, then you can scroll through the other pages of members that are part of this group. So that is a really cool place to look. When we really get rolling on all these discussions, this is where the discussions are going to happen. And because you're a member of our community, you can actually see last year's discussions. So there may be stuff that you want to see that happened last year. That's totally cool. Check out some of the stuff we talked about last year. It's really fun. It'll be there for you. You can make sure you subscribe so you get notifications of when new things show up here. And that is where topics for discussion each month will begin to appear. You can also send messages to the group, which is really cool. So you can send message to all of our groups or send a message to a private user, which is really neat. Things also begin to show up in our feed as we discuss and do different things within the group. It's much like Facebook and Instagram and all that. But the one thing I really want to highlight today, if you're just getting started with this Georgia music technology community, this Documents tab right here, it may look small when you just see there are only 2 folders here. This is the motherlode of things that the state of Georgia is offering us as resources to help us, and it's fantastic. So if you click on the first one, these are the standards for music technology education in Georgia, or the Georgia Standards of Excellence. You may see them referred to as the GSE. And if you're not familiar with them and you want to read through them and become more familiar with what's actually there, you can click these 3 tabs and click download. And what you will access is this. And it's a PDF full of the Georgia Standards of Excellence for Music Technology Education. This one in particular is the 9 through 12 version, and it has levels 1 and 2 and one for 3 and 4 as well, so that you know what the targets for excellence are within your class, which is a fantastic thing to be familiar with. If we go back and we click on the other folder, the Music Technology Instructional Resources, there's only one thing that's available to us. Well, check this out. Let's open this one up. We can click download, and then you will see this document. I have to give major props to my friend Heath Jones, who I know spent countless hours putting a lot of work and effort into this document right here, which looks small at first sight, but man, it is a plethora of good information that you can use. So if you click on any of the links, it will help you download things like this. This is a map. Let me zoom out just a little bit of teaching music technology. You can walk through the course and understand an overview of what goes into music technology. If you want to know more about creating bass tracks, if I click on this, I have access to the bass track PowerPoint. This is a PowerPoint you can just straight up use with your students in class on teaching them how to use a bass track using the E-flat pentatonic scale. Totally cool. Straight up resource you can go write to and use with your students. Or maybe you want to know more about a unit plan. Well, here's a 2-week unit plan for music technology, and you've got it all laid out for you, how to do the assessments, different resources. I mean, just tons of stuff that has been culminating into this one document. Some other things, you might need a rubric to be able to assess your students. Right here is a rubric. Easy peasy, straight up. Just go in, mark where the student's at on the rubric, and you are set and ready to go. All of those things are available to you right here in this resources section. So I hope you'll take the time to come in and look at this documents section, because it's really cool. Lots of effort has been put into making this a very rich place for you to learn more about teaching music technology, especially if you're uncomfortable with it. This is just a monstrously good place to start. So next time I'm going to talk more about how we actually interact with one another. But for now, those are some of the big highlights of things that you should know about within the Georgia DOE community platform. Can't wait to see you on the next one.